But I got the reach. Pop, lock, now I'm off the leash. Mic drop, I ain't gotta preach. I just do what comes natural. 5-star, everything I see. Live large, no apology. Take charge, no one can compete. I just do what comes natural. Got me on a roll, straight stunner, welcome to the show. No other, they already know. I just do what comes natural. All day, running out the clock. Fast pace, never gonna stop. Big change, see you at the top. I just do what comes natural. What you waiting for? Give them what they came for. This is what they came for. Do your thing.
Two cutters through the middle. Artie up for three.
Morena te iwi no mai hoki mai, and welcome to Rugby Park here in Whakatane and the Whakatane January Touch Tournament. Happy New Year for those of you joining us on the live stream. We're here in Whakatane. It's a beautiful day down here in Whakatane, and no better place to be than Rugby Park at the Whakatane January Touch Tournament. I'm Brad Pittman in commentary, joined by Tiv Guthrie. Tiv, Morena, brother. Good to have you here.
Morena, Brad. Yeah. Like you said, awesome day today, bro. The sun's out, so the guns are out. A little bit of cloud cover, which I'm sure the players will appreciate, and a little bit of wind around too. So conditions for touch today, absolutely pristine. Can't wait to get stuck in, bro.
Yeah, and that's it as we see some of the shots here of the grounds around our first game up this morning in the open men's competition. It's AZ1 taking on Lock-In. Big game out here this morning, and what a way to start our day. Couldn't ask for anything better than this matchup.
Oh, that's it. And you've got two of the premier teams running around at the moment. Lock-In from Rotorua going up against a bit of a friendly rivalry, going up against AZ1 from Tauranga. So two very, very high quality teams. AZ1, as some of you may have seen, won the shootout, the Friday night shootout, the drop-off tournament last night. So that hopefully holds him in good stead for the day. When you talk about Whakatane, you're looking at, you got to hit the ground running because it's high stakes, and semi-final spots are on the line. In this open men's grade, there's 20 teams, 4 pools, so top of each grade goes through to the semi-finals to compete for that title. You've got to be on your game from game number 1.
Yeah, that's it. We spoke about it a little earlier, just how cutthroat the way that this tournament's set up, a one-day tournament. You got to hit it running, and it'll be interesting to see how these AZ1 boys take in what they did yesterday in the drop-offs into this first game this morning here. So as we see, AZ1 will have first use of the ball there in the black, red, white and blue stripes. Of course, Lock-In in the white and green. Looks like the man of the moment from last night, Shiloh Flavel, will start for AZ1.
Wasn't he in some form last night? He was putting on a show for everybody in attendance. And just speaking of attendance, if you are around the Whakatane area, come on down, Rugby Park. This is the only place to be for today.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's pretty awesome to see also to have players from right around the Motu out here on display. We've got players from right up north down to Otago and everywhere in between, Waikato, Auckland, the Bay here, Wellington, all the way down Christchurch, but also a couple of teams coming over from New South Wales in Australia, a couple of clubs in the Piranhas and the Bolts, who we'll get the chance to see a little bit later in the day. So welcome to them over here in Whakatane this year as well.
Yeah, and that's good to see that this tournament does have that type of pull. It is when you're thinking of the best tournaments that are running around in Aotearoa, the Whakatane Touch tournament usually is sort of in or around that top spot of the list. So it's a very prestigious tournament. It's a 36th annual tournament this year. So massive mihi to the Whakatane Touch Association, who have put it on each and every year. Came back strong last year after a couple of years out due to COVID. So it's great to see that the kaupapa is still being supported by all of our premier teams as well. Yeah,
that's it. And you speak to some of the top guns in terms of touching our country, and getting a win here is always on their highlights. As we see our game underway here, it's AZ1, first use of it. They work in the middle, up towards that 7 metre zone. Here they are now with Shiloh Flavel. Just trying to search. Now they go. Long ball. Looks like touch called, Pat. Yep.
Yeah, Shiloh Flavel, you could see him. He's setting up early, and he's going to be a main player for AZ1 today. He came around on that sweep just to test the Lock-In defense. Got the 32 long and then stepped back, looked to use his left to right. So he's looking dangerous early on, but Lock-In approaching their attacking zone at the moment.
Yeah, and you mentioned Shiloh on one side, probably Shaq Stone here on the ball now for Lock-In, dictating a bit of their attacking play. He and of course, Te Toiro Tahuriorangi there as well for Lock-In, playing at link at the moment. Some real ball players on both sides of the field.
Yeah, and they're going to be dangerous today. And as we mentioned, having to hit the ground running, you kind of have to, in these shortened games, you do have to be on your game pretty early. As AZ1, they're looking pretty sharp on this back end. Let's look at their transition. A little bit mixed up there. The scoop does end up coming. And the intercept is taken.
Tahuriorangi. He's not going to be able to outrun that group there. There's some gas in this AZ1 lineup. But a first touch just up on halfway will be good for lock-in.
Yeah, as we know, the off an intercept, the recount does start at 0 as opposed to 1 for those watching at home. So lock-in do get an extra touch up their sleeve as they look to sweep around the outside.
Here they go. That's floated forward, that one. And you mentioned shortened games for those unfamiliar with Whakatane. 25 minutes, straight hit, no half time, no switch over. Just trying to get through it all in one day.
Yeah, that's basically it. So it's the action's going to come at you thick and fast. There's a soft turnover there from Elements. Referees, 3 in action for this game this morning. We have Adrian Brown, Te Arohamani and Kitty Martin. As numbers out here on the left-hand side, lock-in, look to squeeze over. The touch was made by Weehapi out on the wing on the cap. And I think that might have proved the difference between a touch and a try there.
Yeah, it's millimetres in it there. But you said they've got a full set here, lock in. Touch called again. Good defence so far from both sides, but AZ1 at the moment.
Yeah, as we see Jaden Sargent out there on the ball, making his way back to Aotearoa. He's a local Rotorua boy. Look for that sinker ball over the top. And the ball was on, just not quite hitting the chest. Chance goes big in there for lock-in.
Yeah, so both teams showing a bit of defence to start this game this morning.
Yeah, and taking your chances, it's probably going to be a theme for today, because with the 25-minute games, you do really have to make the most of all of your opportunities. As we see a little pop-out play here from AZ1. The scoop comes in from Shiloh Flavel. He goes bang off the left foot. He's through to the end goal area. Can he find the extra number? Long ball over the top. And AZ1 opened the accounts. Shiloh Flavel, we talked about him, Brad.
That's a beautiful change of direction in the middle of the field there. None of lock-in could keep up with him. He got through, and as you said, just searching for that final pass in the end zone, gets the long ball out to the corner. And that's beautiful start there for AZ1. They defended a couple of sets on their line, and like you said, capitalised on their opportunity.
Yeah, and I think that that transition is really what turned defence into attack, or turned yardage into attack. And when you've got a player the calibre of Shiloh Flavel coming at you from the inside, as we see on the opposite side, Jordan Tuakana Hudson, a Touch Black's teammate of Shiloh's actually. Yep. So he's probably going to feature heavily in lock-in's play today, and he is dangerous in and around that 7-metre line, is Tuakana Hudson in the number 34 lock-in. And they've got some guns on the field, so ball goes across the face to Shaq Stone, looking to draw the penalty. Let's see what lock-in can come up with.
We are back with Stone. He can't get through there.
And we've got Tommy Puna at dummy half as well. He's dangerous with his speed, so look for him to sweep, get on the outside. A long ball goes out. That's a beautiful finish, but unfortunately for lock-in, the ball did drift forward.
Yeah, we had a good look at it from here to just down the barrel of it, floating forward there. It was a good spot.
He tried to thread the needle, didn't he? And in doing so, the ball did drift forward. So as we see on the One Foundation replay. And now through Darlington, AZ1 looking to their transition. I'm really impressed with it. They really get lock-in on the back foot. And when they do, they're looking really, really dangerous.
Yeah, their exit looks incredibly smooth. And that's 3 times we've seen it now. And this open up. The opportunity goes to ground, though. You're right, they're well organised in their transition AZ1.
And usually when you're talking touch, it's that middle third of the field that's really where the game is won and lost. If you can get a good hard yardage game, but clean, as well as the transition moving into your attack, then your team's in pretty good stead as lock-in move into the attacking zone now.
Here we go. Tahu Riorangi again, just trying to thread those through the second man there. Lock-in both sides at the moment. Just not quite finding the mark.
And it probably comes down to a little bit of execution. Lock-in, we've seen a couple of forward passes from them now. I think that's 3 in the first 6 minutes. So they're going to want to tidy that and be a little bit more cleaner in their execution.
Yeah, speaking of clean, little messy there for AZ1, and I think they're on the final They are, so no real danger there for Lock-in, well defended.
Yeah, and that's a good defensive set from Lock-in. They've, you know, after AZ1 have had a few sets where they've, you know, really got the roll on and put them on the back foot. They've really pushed hard in defense there, and as a result, they've got some good field position as they come into the attacking half of the field. Is Tuakana Hudson looking to drive in for Stone.
Here it is, picked this time. It's a 0.
You're not going to let Sasu Wiapi
No.
go the whole way. There's no way.
It's not the world's fastest intercept, that's for sure. They'll get it done in the end, though, AZ1, and it all looked like they were in quicksand for the first few steps here, too, while they tried to figure out, well, who's running, who's chasing, and then the boys got galloping.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, you said he wasn't the fastest. He's not the youngest either. He's no spring chicken as Sasu Wihapi. He had the experience just to stay in that lane, in that zone between the link and the wing, nabbed the intercept. He was really digging it in. You can see the effort on his face. Passes off, and Gavin Scott goes over to score AZ1 second, and they had to work hard for that one.
Yeah. It was, as I mentioned, he seemed to look around to see who the chasers were, realising it was his own teammates, so off to the races he went. And, good strike there for AZ1. If you had him running 80 metres on your bingo card, you're in for the money today.
Hitting the jackpot.
Yeah, and here come Lock-in trying to answer back. The dive.
That's a great dive over the top there, but even better defense from
Yep.
AZ1.
Going to call touch there. Got to say the refs also looking pretty sharp in their BTS kit today. Saw them have their team photo a little earlier. Look good. That long ball this time is good.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful play there from Lock-in. You can see they've really plugged away at that right-hand channel. And that was Sargent and Tahuri Orangi in the middle there, really working up a treat. They came around on that rooster plate, gave the early feed to Jaden Sargent, and Te Toiroa just throws the long ball over the top. They finally get some purchase, and they get their first on the board for the morning.
Yeah, and it was the second time in that same set that they'd had a crack at that corner, so obviously something they've either worked on or identified. But here come AZ1, answering straight back, and they're in the corner.
Yeah, great work there from AZ1. They went to set up the sweep, and as they drove in, Lock-in just tried to pull out of the touch, and they were made to pay for it as the ball went out to the right-hand side, and the pass went over to, I think it was Tiahe Toma out on the wing, and he dove over for AZ1 to extend their lead by 2, and after 9 minutes, we're probably about coming up to halfway through the game now.
Yeah, it's a bit of a disappointing one there for Lock-in because they just worked to get back to 2-1 and then concede one straight away, restoring that two score difference. They're going to really have to work for it here, Lock-in, and there's some great defense from AZ1. Perhaps starting the day how they finished it yesterday.
Yeah, that's it, and I think they're probably looking a little bit more energetic than Lock-in. You know, as we see an error creep into their game, I think that might only be their second. So, you know, they're relatively clean. You know, we saw them get a good warm-up on this main field here. So, yeah, AZ1, they're looking likely at the moment, leading 3-1. But as we know, Lock-in, they're filled with attacking potential. So, as we see, Jack Stone cop a hard touch there from Shiloh Flavel.
Yeah, and they'll get the penalty as well here, Lock-in.
I think by the look of it, that's actually John Dusto, the referee in control at the moment, so nothing gets past old Dusto.
Here we go, the low dive, great defense there from AZ1. Lock-in work back towards the middle. Here we go, the over, what a ball.
Oh, and they've called ball to ground.
Drop ball.
Oh yeah, that was money there from Jaden Sargent coming around on that sweep, and then they identified AZ1, and so they try to jam in from the short side. They left the wing channel open out on the right, and they keep plugging away at it, and that's a chance gone begging there for Lock-in.
Yeah, and again they can obviously see something there. It was open had the ball gone to hands. And they're going to get a reset there.
Yeah, that's a 50-50 one. Goes the way of Lockin. Didn't think that he played at the ball there in the middle. I think that's Tikani Taylor out on the right-hand side. So, yeah, chance gone begging at one end and then on the wrong end of a 50-50 call down the other.
Yep.
And AZ1 now with a lot of purchase, and Shiloh Flavel's looking lively. He's got the outside. He dives in. And Tahuri Orangi made a fantastic touch.
Yeah.
He had to make it too because Sargent was caught out of position.
Yeah, one thing must be tough to play against Shiloh is he looks you dead in the eyes, smiles at you, and then goes on the outside or goes for the beat. We saw it in last night's final. He just looked up, gave a little smile before the penalty tap, and you can't catch him from there.
It's that smile. It all starts with that smile.
Yeah, go AZ1, still in the middle.
Yeah, another 50-50 call there as well. I don't think Stone came in with any hard force. Savage was caught a little bit off balance, but penalty goes the way of AZ1, and Lockin are going to want to be on their best behaviour here as we look for a 21 quickie. That's a wee happy special. Just lost his bearings a bit.
Yeah, I think ball in the wrong hand, I think, more than anything.
Yes, Sassy's a crafty customer out on the wing. And if you're not on your game out there, wingers, you better beware because he does have a lethal quickie dive. As Lockin, we see some enterprising play, and they needed it just to get themselves unstuck from that situation. And now they'll attack the AZ1 defense coming into the 7-metre line. That's a fantastic
great.
drive.
Yeah, good yards there.
Ooh. And that all came from the drive. That was a brilliant drive there. And the recount comes. And probably what Lockin needed after a couple of back-to-back defensive sets on their line.
Yeah, perhaps feeling a little hard done by the last couple of minutes of play, but you make your own fate here. They aimed up and defended well. Now on the back of good transition, they've got a big opportunity now.
Oh, and that was on again.
Yeah.
Tumepuna, with his speed, you can't let him get on the outside, because if he gets a sniff, then he's just going to use his feet, shuffle his feet and skip to the outside as he did on that occasion. And caught the AZ1 link coming in. And again, that short ball was on.
Again, we talk about yards. AZ1 making them with ease there through their transition. Oh.
Yeah, they look a little bit forward off the ruck. You could hear the cries from the Lockin box. Ball did go to ground, so Lockin will need to get on their horse now. There's sort of 10 minutes left, and they're looking a little bit untidy, I would say. Probably not messy, but just a little bit untidy. And that's really cost them on this set as they look to attack off a bit of a static. Sargent gets the ball back. That's a great shot from AZ1.
Yep. Yep, and probably for the first time, not looking to go over. And great read by AZ1 there. The wing shutting on that link. And I think you can just see through Lockin's transition, they're having to force a couple of extra passes in front of their sub-box versus AZ1 pretty much just playing the one-up for their yards. So I think AZ1 doing a pretty good job defensively in that transition, making a mess of things for Lockin.
Yeah, and then when you've got hard and fast yards coming at you, it's easy to give away a penalty, as we see there. So AZ1 get another repeat set, and they've got the right man in the middle, Shiloh Flavel. Messi roll the ball. Penalty has been called. And let's see what AZ1 can come up with here.
Yeah, you can hear some of the Lockin boys calling perhaps for milk penalties there. There's 2 in a row there.
And you can see the 2 fingers being held up by Darlington. If you're not aware, whānau at home, watching at home, 3 consecutive penalties constitutes in a defensive player being excluded. So
they're not going to need it there. AZ1, ball in the hands, works. And that's a lovely little switch play back to the right side of the ruck. And they're third.
And a great chop line there as well from Carlos Savage.
Yeah, 4th, apologies. 4-1 they push out to there. AZ1 looking the goods so far this morning. And like you mentioned in the build-up to the way the pools are set up, Lockin are going to need, obviously, to win through the rest and hope for another result here. in a loss to AZ1, just to have a look at a semi-final later.
And that's better from Lock-in. I think they probably just kept it a little bit simple there. They're still working that right-hand channel of the AZ1 defense, and Shaq Stoney just came down the lane. Tahuri Orangi ran a passive out the back, and then it was an easy draw pass. And I think that was Jazz and Imagavi out there on the right-hand side. So that's probably more of what they need, Lock-in, and with, you know, seven or 8 minutes left, only a two-try deficit. Lock-in there by no means out of the game. But as you did say, Brad, you know, the way that the pools are set up, the top qualifier from each pool goes through to the semi-finals. So you know, a win is absolutely crucial here from the outset. Yeah,
and I think you're right. The way touch works is, you know, 2 scores can happen pretty quickly if a team just gets things right. And you talk about simplifying things a little bit for Lock-in. Worked for them in that last set.
Yeah, and I think we saw that in the yards just then too, as we see a sneaky little play. Stone looking for that bullet pass out to Tumipuna down here on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
But keeping it simple, that yardage pattern, they just ran one out pretty much, one off the ruck. And they were getting in and behind. As speaking of getting in behind, Tumipuna gets in behind the AZ1 defense. And that is ball down there, although
no,
the ref has called a penalty. Shaq Stone appealing. They do have the recount, so they've got a fresh set of 6 on the line, but I think what he was appealing for was the advantage to be played. And he probably had grounds to there, Stone, because Puna did go through and they found the extra man. I'm just wondering if the referee did find a little bobble at the roll ball, which would constitute coming back for the penalty, as Stone and Puna look to work a little cheeky 2-man play.
Yeah, you can see Shaq Stoner's eyes. He's always searching to see what's on, where the overlap is, where's the advantage. Just when you think he's going to settle for one, he'll throw a shot.
And I think that's it, isn't it? You know, going a little bit more direct, I think. And Puna, you talked about the threat of his speed. And I think that's probably what opened up the middle defense for AZ1, as the over corner and then just an easy step-back dive. The save defender wasn't in tight enough. And Puna, beautiful dive to reduce the deficit by 1.
Yeah, and it's interesting. You got to think of a Mike Tyson quote of, everybody's tough till they get punched in the face, and those 1-2 punch there from Lock-in. It'll be interesting to see if AZ1 can answer back there. The chance.
They sure can.
And the call. We're waiting on it.
Call must have come from the sideline from Dusto there.
Yeah.
The referee in charge did call ball down initially. And working in cahoots with the sideline referee, the touch has been called. So, yeah, high drama here, Brad.
Yeah, huge 6 minutes or 5.5 minutes remaining in this one. Here is AZ1.
That's fantastic defense there from Tuakana Hudson.
And quick transition too, Sargent getting it going quickly for Lock-in. Little messy there.
I've always liked the look at Jaden Sargent. He's a no-frills player. He just puts his head down, bum up, and just says, let's go forward. And he prides himself on his defense as well. So,
little overrun. Things are starting to really push up now for both teams. Juggle.
Is that Keenan McCullum there? I think working that footwork.
Yep.
Looked a little bit dangerous, and they almost got some purchase from it. But you can hear the crowd, the excitement, the anticipation. It's really starting to build.
That's it. And if for those of you joining us for the first game of the day, you're in for a treat already. We have 4.5 minutes to play at 4-3. No touch. There's a try. 5-3. AZ1 answer back.
Yeah, the only thing that I can think of there is that they may have been called offside, because I thought for sure the touch was made by the Lock-in defender in the middle. And now with a 2-try deficit, 4 minutes left, Lock-in are going to have to act pretty smartly here if they want to get back into this one.
We've seen they can score 2 pretty quickly, so don't put it past them at all. The penalty count here as well, and they're going to get the extra yards.
Yeah, so any ruck infringement, again, if you're watching at home, whānau, unfamiliar with the new rules that have been in effect for the last couple of years, if there is a defensive infringement in the ruck, then the penalty is advanced a further 10 metres as Sargent comes on the sweep. Great defence there shown by AZ1.
Yeah, they're going to need to here defend their line. Lock in, working the middle. Another penalty there for lock-in. They need to get it going though.
Yeah, and you can hear from their box, they know it as well, as Sargent is on the ball, gets a quickie, bounces out Puna. Great shot there from Savage. He's very experienced in that link position. Long time touch black. This is 11th year just gone, so AZ1 are going to need all of that experience as Sargent looks at a quickie play as well. Again, goes to the short side.
There they are.
And Lock-in pegged the deficit back to 1 and 2.5 minutes left. That's exactly what they needed.
An excellent ball playing from your man there, Sargent, just in and around that ruck there. Man, his feet and hands are both so quick.
That's it, and he has excellent body control as well. You could see at the touch, he didn't have to overexert himself. He stayed balanced on his toes, so that when the defender came in hard, he was already on his feet, ready to split. Got the ball back, stepped to the short side, and drew in that short side defender for AZ1 as Flavel looks to go bang off the right foot, going up against Tuakana Hudson.
He's through, throws the behind, and just overcooked that one. Wouldn't that have been a special one?
Something for the highlight reel, that's for sure, to add to his highlights from last night.
Yep.
As Lock-in, I think they're going to have to strike or at least get a repeat set on the back end of the set.
Yep. Minute and a half, give or take. And they've still got a long way to go here. They went really lateral to their sub box and just took away some of their yardage.
Sargent again. Looks to go long over the top. Nothing really doing there, though. Yeah. As you mentioned, Brad, they did have to attack from a long way out. And a little bit anticlimactic there.
Yeah, just the lines didn't match the pass, unfortunately, for Lock-in. And they're going to either need to force something or go long range here pretty shortly. As AZ1 happy just to work the yards with time on their side.
Oh, they've got to ricochet. That is terrible luck there for Lock-in.
Oh, and they've done an E4 Jones there. The pass has come off the face, I think, of the Lock-in defender.
Forward pass
the call.
Yeah, I was going to say they were unlucky if that was the case, because it was excellent defense.
Yep. Yeah, they're all in the right passing lanes, all in the right areas. Would have hurt to lose like that. But here they go, one set, and this is probably their one crack at it here, Lock-in. Can they force the draw?
Puna goes through. And they have managed to get it.
Yep, there it is.
I think that was Lucas appealing for a push. Tome Puna on the hooter, goes through.
Right.
Manages to find the extra player, Brad.
Yeah, and look, that's why you come down here to Whakatane. That's why you join us live for the first game of the day. Every game is like that here. What a way to start our day, Tiv. 5-all, AZ1, Lock-in. What a game of touch.
What a game of touch. AZ1, probably, they might be a little bit disappointed, actually. Lock-in, they had no right to be where they were. They managed to pull something out of the fire. And like you said, Brad, if that's the first game of the day, just imagine what the rest of the day has in store for us.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's players on both sides stood up. Like you said, AZ1 probably had the run of the first, realistically, 15, even to 20 minutes perhaps of the game. But Lock-in, they never said die. They were stood up when it mattered. And look, what a finish to that one. What a game of touch. And yeah, we're looking forward to our next game up, which will be an open women's game between Playing Up and Bolts. So as I mentioned a little earlier, Bolts coming over from New South Wales in Australia, a club side from over there. And of course, Playing Up, the ladies from Auckland. Be an exciting opening women's game, and there's our full slate of games for this morning. Obviously, you just saw our 9 o'clock game, AZ1 and lock-in. Women, as I mentioned, up at 9:40. And then we're back out here with another cracker at 10:20. It's the Whakatane men taking on the visitors from Australia in Bolts. Of course, Whakatane, a powerhouse here at Whakatane.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's a baptism by fire there, Brad.
I said that yesterday as we were looking at schedules going, well, welcome to New Zealand. You got Whakatane. Have fun with that. So that was our first game of the day. It's AZ1 lock-in, 5 apiece. I've been Brad Pittman, joined by Tiv Guthrie. Thanks for joining us at home. We'll see you at the next one at 9:40.
Good, bro. If you can introduce yourself and just tell us what clubs and touch teams you're here representing this weekend.
Kia ora, bro. My name is Whakatane. Most people know me as Chops. Obviously play for the Plain Up Touch Club, Auckland Open Men's, and the New Zealand Open Men's Touch Blacks.
Awesome. Well, it's fantastic to have you here. We've just finished up the drop-offs tonight. How did that go? How was that this afternoon?
Yeah, awesome, bro. It's, it's something that is unique to Whakatane, which is real good. And our young Gecko boys actually took it out in the final, which is cool, bro.
Awesome, awesome. Good to see those young fellas coming through. Now, just tell us a little bit about your touch background, what it is you've done, what you've got coming up, all the good stuff.
Yeah, bro. So obviously, Whakatane this weekend, the Premier Club Championship, I guess, down here, which is cool, bro. First one on the calendar. We all love it coming down here and representing our club and where we're from. So obviously from Auckland. Then we move into the Tetsuya 10K tournament. That's in Hamilton in February. So that's another club one. And then obviously the big one for us is the Nationals. So with the Auckland Open Men's down in Palmy, which is cool. And then our final, the big one, luckily enough to be heading over to Australia for the Trans-Tasman Series in April.
Awesome. Busy calendar coming up, bro.
For sure,
Awesome.
for sure.
We're just going to hit into a couple of quick fire this or that questions. We'll start with Coke or Pepsi?
Coke, bro, for sure.
McDonald's, Burger King?
McDonald's.
Nike or Adidas?
I'm an Adidas guy, bro. Adidas.
All right. Is Michael Jordan or LeBron James the GOAT?
I'm going to go LeBron James, bro.
Oof,
LeBron
I
James.
like it. I like the confidence. Kendall Jenner or Kylie Jenner?
Kylie, bro. Kylie.
There it is. There it is. And last one, if you could make your dream drop-off team, so 4 players that would take it out, who have you got?
I'm going to have to back our boys, young boys still coming through, but it'll be awesome. I'm going to pick Finlay Barnett on the wing, Tian McIntyre at number 2, and then I'll go defender, Chris Middleton, number 3, and then I'll pick myself to jump in there with the boys as well.
Dangerous. I love it. I love it. All right, Chops, all the best for tomorrow and, like I said, the rest of your calendar coming up. Thank you for joining us. Have a good one.
Cheers, mate.
Been too long, leaves are gone, heading for the coastline. Light is it when I'm there, soaking in the sunshine. We walk for miles, counting the smiles just for a while, right out on the coastline.
Got my fingers on the pulse, avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go. Catch a suntan on the roof of the yacht. I
stuck in